Hi, I'm Nick Pond with Jay Land at LeMons HQ, and we are just coming back from the campaign to prevent gingivitis at Gingerman Raceway in Michigan.
Yeah, now there was some really great stuff at this race. We had the best judgemobile, one of the best judgemobiles of all time. It was this totally rusted, pulled out of the field, Isuzu diesel with a homemade boot box that Phil had team construct out of the door speakers and a Miller high-ride box.
That was hella sweet.
That was hella sweet.
What was not so sweet was Spank's former Simca 1204 sedan, which he sold to some other team, and they showed up, and it was butt.
It was butt terrible. They didn't know what they were doing. The car was butt terrible. It was butt slow. It was butt terrible. Yeah. Also butt terrible, gotta say it, Car and Driver. You know what? They're our sponsor. We love them, but their teams were butt terrible.
And also butt terrible was the Fiat X19 pair, actually run by two separate teams. Both of the cars blew up, were sitting there in the pits with dudes looking forlornly at them in a confused state. That was butt terrible.
Yeah. Now, however, what was hella sweet was a Volkswagen Jetta from Team Eurotrash. They decided, well, this car is way too reliable. It only breaks 5 times a race. They decided to do ghetto charging on it. They put a giant Chinese-made eBay turbo out the top with a lot of like plumbing pipes and stuff like that. That crap broke about every 30 minutes. Something flew off of that car and they had to come back, but it was still hella sweet.
That was hella sweet.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the winners of the race, Class A, B, and C, and the overall winners, which we don't really care about. So here they are.
There you go, knock yourself out. And that moves us right along to the heroic fix. Apocalyptic Racing, these guys brought a 78 Celica.
They blow up all the time. And Judge Phil warned these guys that their hot rod Celica was going to blow up 5 minutes in the race. 4 minutes later, they're coming in on the hook with smoke pouring out.
Their solution was, we're going to cut out a piece of license plate, we're going to weld it over the giant hole that is now in the block, and that will cure it.
It did not cure it. It was spewing steam and smoke and oil all over the place. They found another motor, swapped that in instead, and that didn't work either.
They did get back out on the track, albeit not very well, so they got their own fix. Who did not get back out on the track is the We Are Not From Iran Ford Festiva with an Escort motor.
Yeah, and they just were doing musical chairs with their motors all weekend. None of them worked, and the car just sat there on jack stands. They got screwed.
They got screwed. The Car and Driver, most for the least award. This goes to 101. This is Bite Marks. They have a Ford Escort as well, and they actually were spending most of their weekend working on that Festiva, trying to get it to run. In the meantime, they were out doing a top 15 finish. Very well done.
Well done. Yeah. Which brings us to the Ercole Spada Special Bodywork Award, which we created kind of specifically for this one car. Opel GT with a sheet metal bread van cam tail back section welded onto it. It looks spectacular. They had loaves of bread in the back, so that was the Special Bodywork Award.
Yeah, that thing was fabulous. The judge's choice, Judge Phil has always wanted a Juggalo theme, an Insane Clown Posse Juggalo theme. These poor bastards finally said, well, we don't know what the Juggalos are, but we'll do it. They really owned it. They had the clown makeup, they had the Faygo, they got the judge's choice.
Yep, which brings us to organizer's choice, which goes to, you came in that thing, you're braver than I thought.
And they were.
And so they have a Porsche 944, which of course is a very fancy German car, transmissions in the back for weight distribution. None of that stuff worked. They ripped it all out. They replaced it with a drivetrain from a Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe, which had transmission in the front. So they had to use the Ford rear suspension. They got 2 different sets of wheels, Ford in the back, Porsche in the front. And to top it all off, they put a giant life-size Darth Vader dummy on the roof with a lightsaber.
Which brings us to IOE, the top award. This is the 3-cylinder Geo Metro of Lemonade Racing. They've always run strong, never quite got it. This time, it all came together. Top 12 finish for these guys, totally awesome performance.
And that just about does it for Gingerman. So we'll leave you with LeMons in a nutshell.